Welcome to Wrestling with Siblings. I'm your host, Araceli, and this is my co-host, Armando.
Hi, I'm Armando, and I'm the co-host.
So, before we get started, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and I'd like to thank everybody who's liked, subscribed, commented. Thank you for the love and support. We will be going forward with this, and we will be uploading videos on a weekly basis. So thank you for that. And let's get started. Raw. Raw starts off with Roman Reigns, and then Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe come out, and they all start issuing challenges to each other. After Jason Jordan attacks Roman Reigns says he'd like to challenge him. And this is not for the Intercontinental Championship, it's just a match. What do you think about Jason Jordan? Because he has wanted to face everybody. He wants to face Samoa Joe, he wanted Triple H, he wanted Braun Strowman, he wants to face everybody in this company. What do you think about him?
I think he's trying to make a name for himself. But more importantly, I think he's trying to be the next Kurt Angle in the WWE, the next American hero. That's mainly what I think they're trying to do with him. They're trying to make him look a lot like Kurt Angle. That's why they made Kurt Angle his dad on it. So I think that's what it is. They don't know exactly what they want to do with him. I thought him moving to Raw wasn't a great idea. They should have kept him at Smackdown.
With Chad Gable, because he was doing pretty good with Chad Gable as the tag team.
But I see why they moved him up to Raw to give him a singles competition and have Shelton Benjamin. It's basically like Shelton Benjamin is the Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, there's always that comparison. But that's what I think. They should just kept them in SmackDown.
To me, they should just left them in a tag team with Chad Gable. They were doing great together. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know where they're trying to go with this Kurt Angle storyline. But as far as I know, it's not working. And maybe they're trying to do the same thing. Well, or maybe they could do the same thing they're doing with Roman Reigns, give him a title and see what see how well he does with it. But as of right now, the people aren't behind him. I don't think that they're really, really, into him as much.
True.
Roman Reigns. I like what they're doing with him. He's really proven himself. He's keeping the Intercontinental Championship relevant. His matches have been incredible lately. And I gotta admit, I wasn't the biggest Roman fan, but I am seeing the hard work he's putting in. His matches have me at the edge of my seat. I feel like this is going great for him. Giving him the Intercontinental Championship was a genius idea by the WWE creative team.
And like I told you earlier, they should have started off by giving him either the Intercontinental or the U.S. title. You know, like I said, it's working out great for him. Him being with the Shield right now, I think that's helped him out with his career a lot. Just the other day, I was watching Raw, and he got the "You Deserve" chant, which is rare to hear in Roman Reigns. So, but he's got to start doing that. He's got to be stepping up if he really wants to be the face of the business, the top dog, and carry the brand. You know, because if he doesn't, then there's going to be other superstars that are going to step up. But I think the time for Roman Reigns is now for him to really prove that he can carry the brand and carry the business.
And he can do that with the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, we know how prestigious The Miz has worked to make this title. So if he can continue to keep it like that, it's all wonderful, you know?
Yep.
And then Samoa Joe comes out and just attacked Roman Reigns after Roman had already beat Jason Jordan. Where do you see Samoa Joe going from here, too? Because he's kind of just thrown out there, and, they have no direction for him either.
I think Samoa Joe is trying to prove that he's the badass in the brand. You know, because Roman Reigns claims to be the top dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think since Brock Lesnar is never there, they're trying to find the really top dog, the guy that you have to fear. And I think it's going to be Samoa Joe. That's what I think. He's probably trying to challenge Roman for the title. Don't be surprised. They have unfinished business from the past.
Yeah.
Them three. I wouldn't be surprised if later on Brock Lesnar gets involved again and we have, a triple threat between them three. But I think it's just unfinished business, and he wants to prove himself that he could be better than Roman Reigns, which I think he is.
Yeah, talent-wise, of course. Yeah.
Samoa Joe has proven himself in all the brands he's been in, and I I just think that's what it is.
All right, let's get into the woman. This is interesting because, well, we had Paige versus Sasha Banks. This is one of the best matches to ever take place. And then Sonya and Mandy Rose were ringside. And on Sasha's side, we had Mickey and Bayley. So, what do you think they're going to do with Absolution and the women? Because at this point, they're showing Absolution, which is Paige, Sonya, and Mandy, taking over this entire Raw Women's division. And Alexa is nowhere to be found. She completely disappears. I mean, what do you think they're going to do with them now?
I don't know what they're gonna do with them. Yeah, bringing them up was great. I thought they should have just brought them all back individually. It would have made it even better because now you're basically gonna see the same feud between them three all the way, maybe up to like WrestleMania or who knows.
And see, here's my thing. They're doing the same thing on SmackDown, right? And remember in 2015, when in May, I believe, or June, when the woman got called up, we had Team PCB, Team Bad, and Team Bella.
Yeah.
And I mean, are they trying to do the same thing now that they have the new NXT woman up there?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. It's just I would think it would have been better if they would have brought them all back individually and not as a tag team because you would be able to see more matches, more competition. Right now, all you're gonna see, and I may be wrong, but all you're probably gonna see is just 3-on-3, 3v1. You know, you're not gonna see that singles and individuals matches between all the new superstars that came up.
Other than Asuka, who's having matches by herself.
Yeah, but other than that, I think they're doing it just not bore us and keep all the how could I say this, like not to bore us and keep those trios together for a long time and then slowly start breaking them up.
Yeah.
You know, but I think they should have just brought them up all individually.
And just put them all in separate feuds with the woman, you know?
Exactly.
At this point, they're all together. It's kind of like in 2015, like I told you. It was Paige, Charlotte, and Becky in one team. Then we had Team Bella, which was the Bella Twins and who was it?
Foxy.
Alicia Fox, right?
Foxy.
And then it was Team Bad, which was Sasha, Naomi, and Tamina, I believe. So it's like, are they doing the same thing? We know how that went.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the interesting things that happened was 205 Live. Enzo was talking backstage to the 5 group of men that are in his side, in his team, the heels. And then as he's talking to them and telling them that they're not losers, that they're supposed to win and stuff, Nia Jax comes up to him, stares him down, and just tells him, "How you doing?" Are they trying to incorporate her into a love storyline with him?
Maybe, could possibly be. Like I said, I don't know where they're going again with some of these stories, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Okay, if they're already having trios in the women's division, might as well just have Nia team up with Alexa and find another woman. But
who could that woman be?
Asuka or somebody else. I mean, I don't know.
I think Asuka is gonna be
part of Absolution.
No, she's just gonna do individual. She's just gonna do a singles competition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's undefeated, so
she could basically kill all 3 of those.
All 3 of those women.
All those 3 women or any woman in both rosters. So yeah.
And okay, getting back into 205, we had a fatal 4-way. I believe it was Gulak, Mustafa Ali, Tony Nese, and Chandrick Alexander. I mean, the match was great. There's a lot of talent in 205 Live. Why do they have Enzo as champion? I don't know. I think Mustafa Ali should be the champion down in 205 Live. He has so much talent, so much potential. I don't know where they're going with them. They're going to be putting them into live events apparently now, so
it's just a brand that they try to make it the NXT and it still hasn't worked out properly. I think it's great for Enzo just to see how he does it trying to carry a brand. I mean, he did have a lot of hype when he was with Big Cass. You know, he's got great microphone skills, which that's a big plus always. Wrestling wise, he's not the greatest. There's, like you said, there's more people talented in 205 that could do better. But you know, who else other than Enzo to carry the brand? And you said Mustafa Ali. But I think microphone skills has to do a lot in how he interacts with the fans, and he's the one that's actually making 205 interesting for you to watch. Them being in live events now, I think that's where WWE messed up. They try to make it another brand like NXT, um, and they messed up by just carrying them. They're basically, like I said before, and I hate to say this and put them on blast like that, but they're just the halftime show pretty much. They're the popcorn break and hot dogs and bathroom break. So you know,
Yeah, if that's your opinion,
yeah,
that's your
they
opinion.
messed up on that brand. I think they could have made it a lot better. They should have just incorporated the title into one of the brands like they had before, and just have the guys go at it or make it available for anybody.
I think one of the things where they messed up is that they didn't set up the storyline correctly. They just kind of just threw them onto the main roster, and they were like, "Whoop, you're on your own now," and they haven't really given them like a storyline to portray.
And they float between Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah,
and then you don't even know who their general manager is.
Exactly. Like, who's in charge of them? Like, are they part of Raw? Are they part of SmackDown?
I know it's been Kurt Angle that's been, like, making a lot of the decisions, but it's like, if you really want to make it a brand, you got to start it off with your general manager and all that stuff, kind of like NXT that has William Regal.
Yeah.
And all that. They're just floating around there. They just don't know what to do. Poor guys are traveling from city to city,
And, like, they're trying to use all of them in one storyline.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't work like that. Split them up, at least into twos if you can't
And their roster is not that big neither.
Mm-mm.
So if they want to really expand and make it a good brand, they should just get a bigger roster.
Maybe add some women in there or something?
Or maybe throw women in there, or maybe just even add them, and they should just add them with NXT. I think that would have been great. I don't know if Enzo would have liked that, because, he's part of the main roster now, but, you all could always work something out.
Yeah, they can always do something with Enzo. I mean, he's up there already. He has the skills to cut a promo. He can wrestle.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Alright. Asuka versus Alicia Fox. Alicia getting an opportunity against Asuka. I like Alicia. She's very talented. She has, like, this gimmick where she's this crazy character. She stepped up to the plate. She came out short. She couldn't beat Asuka. But here's the interesting thing. For 2 weeks in a row now, we've seen Absolution just come out after Asuka's match and completely just stare her down. What are they trying to tell her? Are they trying to tell her that Paige is coming for her streak to beat her, or what? Because this is the second time this happens. And Paige just lets her go. Like, they'll stare at her for like a minute and then they're like, leave. And Asuka's ready for them. She's ready to kill somebody. So, it's like WWE hinting, okay, Paige is the woman that's going to beat your streak, which I'm cool with, because Paige at this point has proven everything. So, where are they going with this? This is what I'm very, very interested in.
I think, yeah, you're right, that she might be the one to beat the streak. Just because on her first Raw debut, I believe, she beat AJ
for the Divas Championship.
AJ Lee, right?
Yeah, AJ Lee.
AJ Lee for her
Divas
Championship. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if she actually does beat her. But I would just like to see Asuka go at it with all three of them. Paige versus Asuka would be a good one. It'll suck if she beats Asuka's title, not because I don't like Paige or anything, but I think it should be someone more that had more presence in there. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like right now they're doing great the way they're booking Asuka. I mean, she should be on a main feud already. She's been going up against, like, random superstars, random people. They should just have her face somebody, put her in like an actual storyline, or have her even go up against Alexa for the championship. But we'll see where they go with that. I'm looking forward to that one. I really, really want to see what they're going to do with that. Okay, so then Elias comes out, he's playing his guitar, and then Braun interrupts him. And I guess this was supposed to be a match, or I don't know who Elias was supposed to face. But Braun Strowman comes out and he just completely destroys Elias. And then Elias was able to break his guitar on Braun Strowman, but it didn't really do much damage to Braun Strowman. I mean, the guy's huge. Personally, Elias is like one of my favorites. He's talented. He has a very different gimmick than everybody else. I mean, he could probably be compared to Aiden English in Smackdown, but I don't know. Put the guy in a good storyline. He'll be great. Braun Strowman, though, that's different. I like Braun Strowman. He should be facing Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they want that dominant guy, there you have him. It's Braun Strowman.
Do you know who I want to see? Elias versus?
Who?
The Miz.
That would be a good one.
Would be a good one just because a couple weeks ago, he took care of the Mr. Raj.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes too. I mean, don't be surprised if he runs the Mr. Raj for a couple months till the Miz comes back, and then there's a feud between them, which I think it'll be great. But just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I think that will be one of the best feuds leading up to the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately, we won't be seeing Miz though for a while, just because he's on extended paternity leave and he's filming a movie. But we'll see where that goes. You never know; he might turn on to them. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. This is where it starts to get real interesting. Bray Wyatt, I haven't seen him in a very, very interesting feud. The last feud we saw him in was against Seth Rollins, I think. That was in no direction. It made absolutely no sense. I don't know why they did that, but I mean, what do you think about him? Now he's going to be feuding with Matt Hardy.
Well, first, we haven't had a chance to talk about Bray Wyatt a lot. Bray Wyatt, to me, he's awesome. I love what he does all the time, with his gimmicks and all that fun stuff. Great microphone skills. For a while, they were trying to make him the new face of fear. I kind of saw it going as The Undertaker, that he was going to be the next Undertaker, but it
hasn't worked out.
They kind of just lost him out there, and it sucks because I really like how he wrestles and he has had some of the great matches, but I don't know. I feel it sucks that that's just a waste of talent right there that they have, that they should be pushing him more into,
Well, here's the thing. His feud with Matt Hardy is going to be pretty interesting, and I'll tell you why. Matt Hardy, if you guys follow TNA and the indies, you guys will know that Matt Hardy created this character called the Broken Hardys, which is where Brother Nero and Broken Matt were born. It's genius. It honestly is. And down in TNA, they had King Maxwell, who happens to be Matt Hardy's son, and they had Rebby Sky, who is his wife. They were all part of this huge storyline. Now, they're not calling it Broken, but they're calling it Woken Matt. And now we're going to get to see Woken Matt in the WWE. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. Personally, I've heard about it. I haven't had a chance to actually see it, but from what I got a little taste of these past couple of weeks, I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if he feuds with Wyatt, because they're both kind of loopy on their head. And I kind of see a similar storyline going on, between them.
What I'm interested to see is if they're gonna bring King Maxwell and Rebby out, because they play a huge role in this storyline in the Broken characters. I did see that Rebby was filming something for WWE, so we might be getting to see her in that. So don't be surprised if we get to see that. I'm looking forward to this feud. I can't wait to see what they do with Matt. I just hope they let him be the creative part behind the storyline instead of having WWE get involved, because at that point it's going to be great, you just messed up an excellent storyline, you know? Let Matt take control.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't give the superstars the freedom that they want with the creativity, but, that's how they work.
Yep. Alright, let's get into the main event really quick. The Shield, Dean and Seth versus The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. There's not much to say about these guys. We've seen this match. It's absolutely incredible. They can both deliver. They can both give you a match. It's main event worthy. So this match goes on, and Sheamus gets himself disqualified which means they can't lose the title because obviously it's a, they got disqualified. You can only win the title via pinfall or submission. And then Kurt Angle comes out and he makes it a no disqualification match. And then Samoa Joe comes out and helps them out. Then Roman comes and he helps out the Shield, but Roman is too focused taking care of Samoa Joe that gave the Bar the victory. I mean, where do you see them going from here? Do you see the Shield splitting now? Do you think they'll blame Roman Reigns for their loss?
I don't think so. I think what they should do is they should go back and to that Wolfpack mentality. If they're gonna go after Samoa Joe, they should do it together.
Yeah.
Just how they used to when the Hounds of Justice. They should, all three of them should come out in one of Samoa Joe's.
Just completely wipe out all the tag teams.
Yeah, come out and completely take out Joe in one of his matches. Like they used to do or after the match. They should do the same thing with Sheamus and Cesaro. In one of their matches. I think that they should stick to that, and that's how they're gonna get full control of Raw, both Roman and the Shield.
Alright, that was all for Raw. Let's get into SmackDown really quick. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn open up the show. They go on talking of how they weren't in the last pay-per-view. And so then Randy Orton comes out and he completely RKOs Kevin Owens. And Sami Zayn is just standing there like, what just happened? And then Shane McMahon comes out and he tells him that at Night of Champions, it will be Sami and Kevin versus Randy and a partner of his choice, who we find out later on who it is. That's pretty much all that happens at the beginning, and then we do find out that it's going to be Sami Zayn versus Randy, right?
Randy.
Yeah, and then Kevin could be at ringside, but he was going to be handcuffed. We'll talk about that later on since it's the main event. The first match of the day was The New Day versus Rusev Day. I mean, The New Day, we've already evaluated them. We've already said they have good chemistry. They can wrestle. They belong together. What about English and Rusev? What do you think about them? Should they be paired together or should they be individually? I liked Rusev with Lana, but since they incorporated her into the women's division now, I mean, I don't know. Where do you see them going for the championship?
I see them just being a tag team for a while. I think SmackDown is full of great tag teams. I think they're overdoing it in tag teams. They should just give what's his name, Aiden English, a chance. I really haven't seen him wrestle as much, so I really can't tell you, how good he is. But yeah, then with Rusev, they just completely let his character go after that injury. He's been floating around there. They kind of don't know what to do with him, where to put him.
Yeah,
I think it'll be great if we put him back in singles competition. I think SmackDown needs it. He was doing great in singles competition. So I don't know what they're doing with this character. I really like them as individual, as a singles competitor. So.
Okay, here's my thing. I do feel like after his injury, they lost him, but they also lost him with Lana, too. It was kind of like, she kind of kept them on track. She kind of knew what their goals and expectations were. You're going for this, you're going to do this. She kind of kept them on track, per se. And they just completely, out of nowhere, decided, you know what? They're no longer going to be with Lana. I don't like that decision. But, it makes no sense. So we'll see where they go with that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. Like I said, they could have done better with them, but that's how things work.
Okay, so let's get into the Bulgin Brothers, and I don't know, I guess we'll call them locals, we'll call them indie wrestlers. I mean, that's another great tag team right there. I do see them going against the Usos. I like to see where they're going to go with them. Recently, they've just put them up against, locals and stuff.
Hopefully, that tag team doesn't end up happening like, what do they call it? I think the Ascension?
Yeah.
Like, they came up with this big hype and that they were going to be the next big thing, and
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, so they're just. I mean, last time we saw them was with what?
I think it was with the Fashion Files or something like that. They were like backstage with Tyler.
You know, it's just if you're gonna bring someone up with that, with hype like that, you know, might as well just keep it up and but.
I mean, this is a new thing for Harper and Rowan. We'll see where they take it from there.
It's not like they haven't been tag team for.
I mean, yeah, they were with Bray Wyatt, and they were pretty successful.
They were part of the Wyatt family, so that's an interesting tag team we should see. And again, like I said, I think SmackDown has a lot of tag teams put together, you know, and it's mainly considered a tag team brand, you know, just because all the tag teams that they have. Yeah, you have. But just imagine splitting up all those tag teams, you know, and having
unbelievable talent everywhere.
Yeah, you know, and individuals matches, you know.
But then booking all of them is like, okay, how do we?
Yeah, obviously you're not gonna book all of them,
exactly.
You know, but you just, you know, it'd be great to mix it around here and there, you know.
Okay, so next we saw Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode.
Glorious.
Exactly. And there's going to be a triple threat at Clash of Champions for the U.S. title. It's Ziggler, Bobby, and Baron Corbin. What do you think of Baron Corbin's reign so far?
Baron Corbin's reign's been great so far. I really like what they're doing with him, you know, and I think it was genius for him to lose the
briefcase?
The briefcase. You know, the Money in the Bank, cashed it in, and you know, he lost it. But, I mean, I see where they went with it.
It paid off.
And it was all leading up to
him being a champion and holding the U.S. championship.
Yeah, so I see him holding for a while, but then, you know, on the other hand, you have Glorious.
Yeah.
You know,
do you think he'll lose it at Clash of Champions against either Bobby or Ziggler?
I mean, it's going to be tough, but I don't think he's going to lose it. You know, it's going to be a great match, you know, just because I think Ziggler is great, you know. We talked about it before, you know, not here, but just outside the podcast.
Yeah. How you feel?
How I feel about Ziggler. That he's, you know, that I don't disagree. I don't want to be surprised if he leaves just because they're misusing his talent.
Yeah,
you know?
He has unbelievable talent.
I see him as a Shawn Michaels back in the day, you know, just even not just because he dresses with the black pants
at his peak,
black tights, you know, but with the white boots. But he kind of has a lot of similarities, you know. He's talented. He could also make anybody look good. Yeah. You know, and I think they should just give him, like, even if it is, give him a last push. You know, and I think he get the people behind him. You know, I think that's just one that they just don't know what to do again.
Ziggler's good. They just don't book him right. They just kind of just throw him, you know what, here you go, do whatever, you know, and he loses himself. But he's good, you know? Yeah. Bobby Roode.
I didn't get a chance to see him on NXT. You know, I'm going to be honest. And Araceli knows about it. When I first seen him down at NXT, I was like, who's this jobber wannabe Ric Flair?
So we went to a live event. They came to San Jose, and we went to the NXT live event, you know, and I was like, dude, you're finally going to get to see what NXT is about, right? And so far, he was enjoying the show. It was all good, right? And Bobby Roode comes out, and he's like...
with this robe and everything, and I was like, who's this Ric Flair wannabe, you know, jobber?
And then I told him, don't judge him. He's really, really good at wrestling. Like, he knows what he's doing. You know, he's not trying to be Ric Flair. That's just, you know, it's part of him. You know, it's part of his gimmick. And then, like, as Armando started seeing him wrestle that night, he's like, what? And I was like, exactly. Man, and now that he's up on the main roster, what do you think about him? Now that you've actually seen, like, compare his NXT time when we went to that live event to now. And tell me what you think.
He's main event worthy.
Do you still think he's a wannabe Ric Flair jobber
I think
person?
He's good, and, you know, personally, I think he could probably fill in Ric Flair's shoes. You know, he's got the charisma. I love his entrance. You know, his entrance is probably one of the best ones
that WWE has right now.
WWE has. Yeah. You know, so,
I agree with that.
So he's up there. That's one that we got to keep an eye on. You know, he's gonna be up there hopefully pretty soon.
Put him up against AJ Styles.
Yeah. AJ and him would be, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they faced each other back in TNA.
Yeah.
You know,
in the Indies.
In the Indies, so it should be a good match. You know, hopefully they keep doing what they're doing with them. You know, I would like to see them more in you know, in bigger matches. maybe like in a title run soon, hopefully. You know, but I think if he were able to win the U.S. Championship,
It'd
I
be
think
good
that'll,
for
that'll
him.
be good for him too. You know, but I would like to see more of him in
In
SmackDown.
the future?
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. Let's get into the woman. We had Tamina versus Charlotte. I mean, again, we finally got to see Carmella on TV, but she was outside of the ring with Natty and Lana. And let's just say this. In order for Carmella to be able to cash in, it has to be a moment where the Riot Squad isn't around. The Riot Squad consists of Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riot. I mean, Charlotte, we've already discussed it. She's unbelievable. Her talent, Tamina, she's been there for quite a while. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with her, but Tamina attacked Sarah Logan, and then the Riot Squad just completely came up on her. And then they were, trying to separate them again. They're trying to do the same thing they're doing in Raw. Yeah. I don't know where they're trying to go with this.
They need to get more creative in the women's division. You know, if you look at both Raw and SmackDown, they both have the same storyline.
Yeah. Or at least they're trying to go the same path.
The same path.
I mean, I do think Liv, Sarah, and Riot belong together. I see the chemistry there, but I mean, I don't know where they're trying to go with this.
If they want to spice it up, man, like I said, they have
two different feuds.
Yeah, or make one brand, have the trio of women, and then the other one just all be individuals. Because eventually it's gonna get boring. For just seeing the same thing over and over and over and over. And I can see, like I said, both brands going with their women's division for a long time with the same feuds. But it was good, and I'm glad they brought them up because it was getting boring with the women's division. Not because they're not talented, but just because we kept on seeing the same matches over and over and over and over and over.
And now we have 3 new women, which are Liv, Sarah, and Ruby, and they could do so much with them. They're both very talented. I've seen their matches down in NXT. They took out Naomi last week. Same thing they're doing on Raw. It was Alicia Fox, and then Sasha, and now they're going up against Naomi, and then who was the other one they took out the other day? I don't remember. But, I mean, it looks like they're trying to go the same way. I mean, personally, just, that's fine. Keep them as a trio, but then find a way to split them up. Don't do it the same way they're going to do it in Raw.
What if they take everybody out, all the women? And who's going to be left? It's just going to be all 3 of them?
And then I guess that's where they split. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
The interesting part about the Raw one is that to see where they're going to go with Asuka, because they have been, just keeping an eye out on her. Yeah. But we'll see where this goes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see Liv Morgan going single, though. Just saying. Putting it out there. All right, let's get into the main event. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens was handcuffed at ringside. He was eventually able to break out. What do you think? I mean, what do you think they're doing with these guys? And just before you get started, at the end of the show, we did see that Shane said if Kevin and Sami lose at Clash of Champions, they're fired not only from SmackDown, but from the entire WWE. Like, that is crazy. 2 of the best talents this company has, and if they lose, they're gonna get fired. Like, really?
You know what? To be honest, I don't think they're gonna lose. Just because what I've seen so far, and in Kevin Owens, he's always a step ahead of everybody. He
knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Like last week, he faced Randy Orton, and they had to ban Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
From the ringside, I mean, knowing Kevin Owens, and
he was gonna find a way.
He was gonna find a way to get Sami Zayn involved. Sami Zayn wasn't in ringside, but he got involved in the ramp, so you kind of see. This week, Kevin Owens got handcuffed to the side of the ring.
And he found his way out.
And he found his way out.
What isn't that this man can do? And he is one of the best heels in that company right now.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he loses, Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton. I guess that's the partner he chose.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good match. Really looking forward to see that tag team. And again, what if they decide to keep Shinsuke and Randy as a tag team? And again, that's where I'm going. I think SmackDown has a lot of
good talent right now.
Yeah, but they're just using it all in tag team. I
Yeah.
think we need to come up with better feuds. But other than that,
we'll see where they go with that.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. That's all we have for you guys today. Before we leave, though, I'd like to say that don't forget that next week is WWE week on the USA Network. They're going to have Raw, Smackdown. We're going to see the debut of NXT on the USA Network. And then we're going to have Tribute to the Troops on Thursday. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I can always double check, NXT is going to be broadcasted from the date of the 13th. Moving forward, they're just going to have NXT on the USA Network. I don't know how that's going to work for all the people that do have the WWE Network subscription, because I do know that a lot of people have it because of NXT. Like, that's one of the main reasons why they subscribe to the network and why they even got it. I don't know if they're still going to stream it on there or if they're not. That would be interesting to see. I guess we'll find out. I can figure that out for you guys.
And if it does happen, that they go on the USA Network, or they go on TV moving forward weekly, we'll talk more about it into detail next week. It's going to be interesting where that goes. We'll probably throw a topic out there for last week. Is it going to be a developmental brand again, or is it going to be
because
a main roster brand?
If they bring the brand up now and it's not part of the WWE Network, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to come up with the new developmental brand, or are they just going to have NXT be the developmental brand, but now it's going to be aired on TV? I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on Wrestling with Siblings. We'll for sure upload a video. It'll either be Raw and SmackDown, or it will be all together. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. And then if you guys would like to get to know us better, you can leave a question before Armando and I will do a Q&A video. And then thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.